Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm from Zero to Hero. As before, I am in the Silver League playing as Zerg, and for this episode we're actually going to be doing a replay analysis of a game that I played where I went for a Swarm Host Viper build against a Protoss guy. So let's just go ahead and hit play. I'm going to be going from our point of view, and I'll just kind of walk you guys through the overarching strategy as we go. We're going to be up against Ray here. He is a Protoss, and per usual, we are Zerg. Main goals in this build, I want to get 3 bases by 6 minutes, and then I want to attack early with a few roaches, kind of make him think that I'm going for a roach Zergling all-in, as was typical of Wings of Liberty, and from then, he will hopefully respond accordingly. And then we'll start to pump out Swarm Hosts and get some Vipers, which basically make it really easy to pick off his Colossus and to block his High Templars, as you guys will see soon. So, not a whole lot happening right here, since it is the beginning of the match, but he does end up doing this super annoying second base block, to which we respond by just heading to our third base and making a base there. So that should be coming up here any minute. And for now, we will just be... Let's hide this. Where do I hide this? Okay, thought I could just hide it and get out of the way, but that's okay. Probably should have looked at all the settings first, but this is the first time I've actually used the new replay viewer and stuff like that. That's okay. So we're going to be putting down our spawning pool right at 14 supply, like normal, and he actually doesn't catch that I hide this drone up there in the corner, which is kind of funny. Gets me some scouting later on. But basically, you might have seen his little probe down there on the mini-map. He built a pylon at our second base, which is kind of annoying. But all you have to do to really deal with that is just go straight for the third base. Don't let that get in your way. Sometimes they'll get really annoying and they'll put a pylon on both bases, but that usually doesn't happen. At least not in the Silver League level of play. Now obviously it did throw me off a little bit because I got a little behind on timing, since I did want to have 3 bases up by 6 minutes, and we're already getting towards 3.5 minutes and we don't have our third base started. But we're in pretty good shape. He manages to scout that, which he could have probably denied me pretty easily, but the guy that we're going up against is also in Silver League, so you have a little bit of leeway with stuff like that. So simply don't let that bother you. Get a little pair of Zerglings to take out that pylon, and go ahead and build your third base. Right around 4 minutes, I got my first gas. I'm not sure if that's the best time or not, to be quite honest with you. I knew I was going to be doing a gas-heavy build, so I wanted to start getting that early. But I'm still working out the kinks, as this was the first time I tried this strategy. And I'm sure there's lots of areas that I can improve on, but they worked out pretty well in this game. So we've got our queen heading down to protect that other hatchery. And to be honest, I'm really surprised that he didn't throw a couple stalkers up there and just destroy that hatchery, which would have put me back probably pretty good. But he was not very aggressive. So we'll go ahead and take this third base. And we've got our other queen just spawned, as you can tell from that freakish squeal that they do. And looking at it now, I probably should have waited on that gas geyser, because I didn't even put anything in gas yet. So watching replays always helps you catch things like that you might have slipped up on or kind of overlooked in the heat of the game, which this game doesn't look like it's very action-packed so far, but for me, just trying to get a grasp on the basic mechanics and everything and not miss injects and stuff like that, it gets a little tricky, because I'm a noob basically. But he didn't catch that drone up there, so we managed to scout that. We know that he's got his second base going down, so he did go for this zealot thing, which was weird because he probably could have killed my queen there, but instead he opted to go for the drones, which really isn't a good investment on his part, because all he did was kill 3 drones, and he lost his Zealot. And I don't know, it's pretty easy to replenish 3 drones. I mean, we're about even, I guess, if you look up here at the units lost. Yeah, we're about even, so I don't know. I think he needs to do more damage to make that really worth it. So now I finally put a guy in gas. I probably could have waited until 6 minutes and then just done double gas geysers, which in hindsight is probably what I should have done. He throws another Zealot down here for some reason, and by now I have 2 queens, so it's easy enough to deal with. In the meantime, on the minimap, you can see I've placed overlords at his 4th base spot, and also one heading towards his 3rd base spot, because I want to know if he's trying to expand to 3 bases. And my main goal, once I get 3 bases, is to keep him from getting 3 bases, which he never actually went for a 3rd base, so that was pretty easy. I'm going to throw down our Roach Warren. Again, probably a bit late. I probably should have thrown that down around 6 minutes and done a Roach Warren and 2 gas geysers, but it did work out okay. Start getting our lair, and from then on we pretty much just keep droning up. Basically what I've been trying to do is practice my creep spread, and also just attempt to get by on as few units as possible so that I can constantly be making drones. So probably I should have scouted a little better, because he could, for all I know, have a big army coming in. But basically I don't want to build attacking units until I'm either going to make a big push or just to defend. Other than that, I just want to keep droning and get an economic advantage over him. So I'm doing okay on my creep spread. A lot better than before, at least. And then we just keep making drones. Pretty soon here, I believe he's going to try some Oracle harassment, which I shut down pretty hard, to be honest. Because, really, basically because those overlords were in a good spot. He's got one more Zealot coming in, which is going to be fine. I'm not sure if I saw it on the minimap at the time that I was playing. I believe I saw it about right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and get some roaches on that. And this is actually good, because we want him to think that we're going for roaches and zerglings. So it's actually good that he scouted us right there and didn't really get a read on our bases. He just got a read on that we had some roaches. So gonna get our Hydralisk in, and that's more just for a... Basically, if our Swarm Host Viper gets killed, we want to be able to reinforce it with Hydras, and eventually Ultras in the late game, but for now, Hydras and Roaches or Zerglings. So we'll get some more gas, because we are doing some gas-heavy build. I probably could have got my 4th base a lot earlier, but I was still trying to get the... There's that Oracle there. Still trying to get the hang of things. So I glanced at that Oracle on the minimap, and I immediately started building a Spore Crawler and a Spore Crawler, and moved my Queen into position to deal with it. Oracles can be pretty irritating if you don't scout them. And he could have killed my Queen there, to be honest. I don't know why he didn't. But he's going to go head up this way. And our Spore Crawler is finished, so we just get to watch that blow up. And I actually clicked away right before it blew up, but that's okay. So I probably should have done this attack earlier. I'm saying a lot of I probably should have done, but that's kind of the point of watching a replay. But basically I'm going to push out with this Zergling and Roach force and try to catch him, not off guard, but basically try to do a little bit of damage, see what he's doing, and also convince him even further that I'm going for the Roach-Ling type of build. Again, this attack probably should be happening a lot earlier. It could probably happen around 8 or 9 minutes if I'm getting my gas and my Roach Warren up earlier. But we're going to go ahead and just sit right outside of his base and contain him. And basically, if you contain the Protoss and you're on more bases than him, you're in pretty good shape. I mean, he could be doing some sort of huge army Colossus and stuff like that, which he's attempting to, but it seems like he's not a very skilled player. Which, hey, I'm not either, so worked out pretty okay. That army is honestly just kind of a throwaway army. throw it at him, do a little bit of damage. We actually take a couple things down. I think I got both of his forges. Did I get this forge? I think I got both forges. And that kind of messes with him if he's trying to do upgrades. And messes with his ability to build cannons, which, that's not that big a deal, but the upgrades are kind of more of a big deal. So he's going to see that I just lost everything and try to push out. Luckily we not remax, but reinforce with Hydras and Zerglings, which is more than enough to stop his little army here. So go ahead and take that out, and then start focusing on our Swarm Host. And to be honest, in the game I was a little worried that that army was gonna get me, but Hydras have awesome DPS, and when the Zerglings are in the front line taking all the damage, and the Hydras are just able to keep attacking, it works out pretty well. I started missing a lot of injects here, you can tell because my Queen's energies are getting pretty high, but because I'm in Silver League, that's kind of just something I have to keep working on, and I'm not able to just do subconsciously yet, so there's always room for improvement there. If you look at the minimap, my creep spread is okay. The thing I really love about Zerg is just being able to see like the whole map. My dogs are going crazy, sorry about that, but I just love being able to see most of the map, know exactly what he's doing. To be honest, if you are in the Protoss shoes right now and you're on 2 bases and you have no idea what's out here, that's pretty terrifying. So, in the units lost, it's actually pretty even. Well, he's losing by 1,000 resources, basically. But that's still pretty even. However, we have our Swarm Hosts coming up. Just keep on droning. And you can never really have too many drones, because once you get your Swarm Host and Viper, you're going to move those drones up and build a bunch of spine crawlers right outside his base. Or normally in a more balanced match towards the middle of the map, but if you can contain him like this, take every advantage to do so. So we're going to go ahead and move our Swarm Hosts up here along with our Hydras and our Zerglings. Kind of just sit outside his base. Pretty soon you'll see why this strategy is really good against Protoss. I just need to work on executing it faster and with less, I guess with more efficiency, I should say. But this is kind of going to be my go-to strategy against Protoss for a little while. And here I start to realize, yeah, you know, I should have taken a 4th and a 5th base, because there's no reason not to if I know he's just sitting inside there. Should have expanded a lot earlier, to be honest. This game should have been over a lot earlier, to be honest, but that's okay. I wanted to try out this strategy. So we've got creep all the way right up to his front door. That's got to be pretty scary. Pretty sure he can see that creep in his base. Getting our upgrades, getting our more drones, and he's going to try to push out and attack us, which does okay, to be honest. We have our Swarm Host still there. We didn't bring him up yet, which is probably a good thing, because they might have died there, but we probably could have brought him up and started attacking a lot earlier. But we'll just take out that army, or at least most of it, and then the Locusts come in and start doing some basically free damage. Love the Swarm Host. Awesome unit. And probably because of my creep spread, he probably thinks I have base up there, because he starts heading that way. So we just build some more Hydras and some more Lings, and just head straight up there. Take him out. Send our Locusts in as well. But basically just take out the remainder of his army, which falls pretty quickly. Locusts absorb that Colossus splash damage there. He gets a few Hydras, but that's okay. We simply overwhelm him. And now we start to be able to push the offensive, which, as I said, we could have probably pushed a lot earlier. But as you can see, the unit's lost. He is falling more and more behind. This is where things start to get fun. So we put our Locust heading that way, straight at his base. get some more upgrades, and seriously, locusts are really annoying to deal with when they start chipping down at that front wall right there, because they're bound to destroy a building in a couple minutes or less. So we've got our swarm host chipping away, our main army sitting right next to the swarm host in case he tries to push out and kill them, and we've got our other expansions going up, which again I should have got more and sooner. Missing more injects now because we're focusing on the army. That's okay. It's not really okay, but it's okay in this game. And pretty soon here, I think we're going to get the Vipers up. If we haven't already, there they are. When I look back up a little bit, we've got a couple coming. And this is where it starts to get really cool, because the Vipers can basically pull the Colossus and all of his high expensive units straight into the swarm of locusts. So that's always pretty fun. And now the game will be over shortly, which again should have ended a lot sooner based on how far ahead of this guy we were. But you know, when you get a game like this and you really want to try out a certain strategy, just try it out. It's a perfect chance. So I probably built a lot of Vipers that I didn't need to. I probably could have been fine right here with 4, maybe 5 or 6, but I kind of went overboard and built like 10 or 12, which I probably should have built more swarm hosts. We're going to bring our drones up and start building a wall of spines there. And now at this point there's basically, I don't want to say no way he could get past us, because there's probably some sort of way. If he had Dark Templar or something and he sniped my Overseer, then maybe he could do some damage. But pretty much at this point he's going to be running low on minerals, and he's basically screwed. So, see there, we have way too many Vipers, I think. But we're just going to keep chipping away, move our guys up a little bit, just for less travel time from the locusts. And then we can start pulling, we pull his mothership core back, right into our Hydras. We can pull his Colossus out, right into our locusts, and that's really no fun. He's got his High Templar there trying to storm us, and that's the great thing about this build, is that the locusts will basically keep that High Templar from being able to get close, so that the Vipers can go in there and pull out the Colossus. And he goes Jesus with a G, and at this point he's basically screwed. So if you're Protoss in this position, don't let yourself get in this position. But as Zerg, it's pretty satisfying to go up against Protoss and be able to do something like this. Not sure how well this will work against a higher skilled player, but I'm sure that it's pretty effective if you have equal skill levels. So, super fun build to try out. I definitely recommend it if you play as Zerg. If you play as Protoss, you kind of got to see the ins and outs of the build from a Silver League perspective, so take that with a grain of salt. But that is our match. So again, let's just go to his position real fast. Go in here. This is what I was talking about with how terrifying it is. You see nothing the whole time. Gonna increase that speed. He has no clue what is happening until all of a sudden, does he see that creep in his base? I'm pretty sure when I was watching this, he ends up seeing the creep in his base. Take out everything. That's gotta suck. Try and rebuild. Come on, where was it? Was it a little farther? Yeah, he sees some of it there. He's got his observer out here actually the whole time. That's gotta be pretty scary, knowing that I'm right up here. Look at that. So, pretty cool build. I'm definitely gonna keep refining it. Just wanted to share with you guys how I'm doing so far. I'm pretty high up in the Silver League now. I think I'm like rank 10 or something. So hopefully we'll be busting into gold before the season ends. Other than that, I'm just having a lot of fun playing as Zerg. I tried playing as Protoss, and it failed miserably because I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm probably going to stick to Zerg for a while. Maybe practice as Protoss or Terran a little bit, but we'll see what happens. So, hope you guys found this to be enjoyable, and as always, my name is Selyp, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.